Alright, so this is the review of the Incredible Hulk. So the story takes place, Bruce Banner, he's hiding out in South America. General Ross, he hires Emil Blonsky and his team to extract Bruce Banner. The extraction team fails, and Bruce escapes and he flees to New York City. And after the failure, Emil Blonsky, he meets up with General Ross, and he wants the super soldier serum. He wants what Bruce Banner has after discovering that Bruce was the Hulk. So Blonsky saves 2 infusions, one to the deep muscle and one to the bone marrow. And his body immediately starts experiencing these rapid changes, speed, strength, agility. You can heal quickly too. Bruce Banner, he goes to New York, goes to Culver University, he meets up with Mr. Blue. He's been communicating with him online about his gamma sickness. He wants to find a cure for it. Now, not only does Banner interact with Mr. Blue, but he also interacts with Betty Ross. And Betty Ross is surprised to see him. Betty Ross's boyfriend at the time, he notices that Bruce is back. He calls in General Ross and he tells them where Bruce and Betty are going. This leads to a military confrontation at Culver University. Leads to Emil Blonsky finding out where Bruce is at. He breaks into the lab and he tells Mr. Blue, Samuel Stern, that he wants what Hulk has. And Samuel Stern warns him, says, hey, you have something in you already. I don't know if you want what Bruce has. But they do a blood transfusion, and this leads to Blonsky turning in to the Hulk. Bruce Banner, he's taken into custody, and they're taking him to Washington, I guess, to incarcerate him. But then Blonsky, he turns into the Abomination. He breaks out of the laboratory at the university, and he goes to Harlem, and he's just destroying stuff. And Ross has no choice but to turn around and have Hulk finish off Abomination. Then when the movie's over, you have General Ross, he's sitting at a bar. And here comes Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., and he's telling Ross that he's putting together a team and he needs the Hulk. That's why Hulk is in the Avengers. As far as my thoughts on this movie, I love The Incredible Hulk. I think it's a step up from Ang Lee's version. I have nothing against Ang Lee's version. But this film, it did what it needed to do. This film is darker. Hulk, he has a more darker green color to him. He's meaner, he's angrier, he's bigger, and he's stronger. This movie has a lot more action. There's a lot more adventure. And you actually have a credible villain, rather than that being Hulk's dad in the first film. I didn't mind that, but Abomination, it really does suit this movie. And what the film needed to do, it needed to give Hulk a purpose. This film really needed to give Hulk something to do. It needed a purpose, range. Can this man be trusted? Is he more just a monster? This film, it did that. So I don't really have any issues. I'll give the film a 10 out of 10. There's some people out there that didn't really like this movie, but I think it's an improvement from the first film. While the first film's job was to put Hulk on the big screen, this film gave him a purpose and a reason to be on the big screen. So Incredible Hulk, 10 out of 10. I don't know if it's as good as Iron Man, but it did what it needed to do.